Hi everyone, Major Frenchie here from MameInABox.com. Today we are talking about arcade buttons. I'm going to show you in this tutorial three types, and they all work the same. You connect the data and then you connect the ground that you will send to a controller board. So we're gonna show you the different options you have. This one here is a typical arcade HAPS push button that does not have lights. We are going to show you how the button works, how we connect it, and then how do we make it work in the pinball software. So there are actually different options that you can choose from, and we're going to show you today all three options that are most common. Our option is cheaper as well. So these are pretty much the different options that we have. We have the one that I just showed you, which is typical HAPS button, and what you have is the data is here, and most buttons that you will have, the pin that's always kind of bent, see like there's a 90 degree, this is your ground. We also have this type of button that is a 5-volt button. And then to connect, that gray block is for the signal to send to our controller board. What's outside the gray box is going to be for the lights. So if you have like a 5-volt or 12-volt lights on it, that's where you connect it. So you can see here, there's a little hat, and the pointy edges are pointing towards the top. Can you see it? So if it's pointing that way, so the ground's going to be on the left, and then the power is going to be on the right. The next type of button that we will show you is kind of like the same, but we like this one because we add this one for our credits. And the way this one works, it comes actually pre-wired for the power, so you don't even have to worry about that. So it's already connected. The only thing you're going to have to connect is the data and the ground. That's it. So we're going to connect this. We need some kind of controller board. And the reason for this is that these buttons will send a signal, and the signal has to be converted to a keystroke, like for example, up arrow, down arrow, and so on. So I'm going to show you a couple of models that are very popular, and we're just going to start with the led-wiz. So the led-wiz it's actually expensive if you're going to just use that for the buttons. There are cheaper solutions out there, but some people prefer using that. When you buy it, you need to get the GP version, which is the game pad. You see the chips, there are 2 on the top, and at the bottom there's no chip. That means that's your input side for your button. The iPack is great. We've used it in many times inside arcade cabinets. We've never used it for pinball. Again, this is a pricey item, and again, it's a very solid device. And finally, the one we prefer to use is the zero delay controller board. In all our builds, that's what we use. It works well. It is cheap. Like, you can get the board for 15 bucks. It comes with all the wires. This is a no-brainer to us, and we've tested it inside arcade, inside pinball. It works. It never fails. So that's what we're going to use. So how are we going to use this board? Well, it is actually very simple, guys. First of all, we're just going to connect and show you the buttons. We have our Quatro power board. This is just a splitter board that we have 12-volt in, we have 5-volt in, 24, and ground, and each blocks here provides up to 12 outputs. So we like this. That's what we use in our cabinet. So I'm going to connect the ground of this button. And the power, we're gonna just use the other terminal block on the other side of the board. There you go. So we have the 25 cents button connected. USB controller board. We have many ports here. So these are the output to our buttons. We have one connector right here, which is, see, you see ground, D plus, D minus. So that's where your USB wire that will connect to your computer is going to go. This wire right here is going to connect right here. So to connect the button to our board right here, what we need is just a simple spade connector with the pins, and that comes with the board, so you don't have to buy this. So the ground is going to be the white wire. We're going to connect at the top right here, and the blue wire is going to be the data cable. We're going to connect it here on the button. So what we're going to do next is we're going to test this in our software. Wow. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in Control Panel. In Control Panel, you're going to select Devices and Printers. And you will see that you're going to have a generic USB joystick icon that will appear. What you'll do is you'll right-click on this and you're going to select the game controller settings at the top. And then once you've got this screen up here, what you want to do is to select the generic USB joystick and click on Properties. So the Properties is basically, this is the mapping of the buttons. So you're going to see, I'm going to click the button and see, number 1 is lighting up. So you can see that your connection is right, your button is correct. What I suggest is that you do this after each connection, because it's a lot easier than once you've got everything connected inside your cabinet, and then let's say button number 5 doesn't work. It's a pain in the butt. So try this as you go. I think it's a good practice. Now what's important now is when we go in visual pinball and then you map your buttons. For example, this would be the coin button, right? So the coin button will be mapped to number 1, because that's the number 1 on our board here, and it maps button number 1 inside Windows. When you go to the settings where you were going to select, left flipper, right flipper, plunger and all that stuff, well, when you get to the coin button, you're going to select 1. Once we get to the visual pinball and future pinball and Pinball X and so on, we're going to show you how to do it for every game. But And that's it. That's how you connect a button inside the arcade or pinball cabinet. Very simple. What we suggest is that you do one at a time, so that way you know exactly if it works. Do your wiring one at a time. Just don't connect all your buttons and take care of the wiring after. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, just click the subscribe button, and there's a notification bell as well that you can turn on to get all the notification pushed. We want to thank you everyone for donating to us. There's a donation button on our webpage. We really appreciate that, and it will certainly help us keep going for many months. We got a lot of ideas that we want to do. We thank you very much for your support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you around.